here we are, ladies and gentlemen, on Antiga Shipyard. It is game number 1 of a best of 9 for $500 between mouz.MaNa sporting the green trunks. He's our green Protoss here at the 2 o'clock position. His opponent over at the 8 o'clock position is our reigning Fight Club champion. It may say sell it there. No, it's not him off racing. It is GanZi from Team SlayerS.
That's right, and yeah, everybody knows Sella plays on the NA server quite a bit, so I'm sure that GanZi is just kind of borrowing his account for this one.
And that's where it looks like these two are playing. You know, we've said this before, we'll reiterate. Games default to the NA server in our tournaments unless teams agree to play on different ones. Like if both players are in Korea, obviously we wouldn't stop them from playing on the Korean server. Now we have had some of the fight clubs where games will alternate between, okay, MaNa's obviously in the EU and GanZi is in Korea, or they would just switch back and forth, and we certainly allow that as well. But it looks like these teams are opting to use their NA Smurf accounts and just play there.
Yeah, for the first game at least, we'll have to see what happens. I know from experience playing on EU from Korea is pretty bad. The lag is nearly unplayable. NA from Korea isn't really all that bad. I mean, sometimes it can be a little bit laggy. It kind of depends on the time of day, and really there's a bit of randomness to it. But sometimes it could be pretty good, and I've heard EU to NA is pretty good, although I've never actually played that myself.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I've played the other way around, NA to EU, and that's worked out pretty well.
Yeah,
there is noticeable lag, but it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
But okay, it looks like GanZi is going to throw down gas after this. A little bit surprising on this map. I actually would have figured he would have just jumped into a one-rack gasless FE or something along those lines. MaNa going ahead in Nexus first, not too surprising there.
Yeah, with GanZi's build, I mean, you can certainly go Command Center first, or even like one Rax Gasless Expand, like you said, a little bit safer option. Wouldn't be surprised at all to see him send out a Reaper on this particular map. We'll have to see what he decides to do. I mean, it is a map where you can kind of jump in, get a good look at things, and get out without losing the Reaper as well. So we'll have to see. I mean, he's still saving gas, so I think we might actually see a factory pretty soon here.
Yeah, that's certainly possible.
Yeah.
And he goes right into second marine as well, which means he's going to have that 100 gas timed perfectly for a factory.
That's absolutely right.
You were talking about the introduction of Hellions into TVP as well lately, so.
Yep, it's been happening now and again, so I don't know if we're going to see anything like that this game. Looks like we should see a factory in just about now, now that he's got the minerals.
Pulled off at exactly 100 gas.
Oh, wow, very accurate. But, yeah, actually not putting down a factory quite yet. I wonder if this is going to be proxied. It is a bunker there. Well, we'll have to see what he does with that 100 gas later. Looks like a bit of a bunker push right now. This is just to kind of get Sella, I think, to get MaNa to pull some probes, lose a little bit of mining time, because obviously GanZi is not going to have what it takes to really kind of make this work.
Yeah, we do have our first Zealot coming out now, and already we see a bunch of Marines rallied across the map. He's still sitting there on that 100 gas.
I know. This is a really interesting build. I really don't know what he's planning with this. It looks like he's kind of trying to do the bunker thing a little bit more, too. He's going to need to bring up another SCV if he decides to pursue it, but that bunker is still going. First Zealot is almost out, though, so that may shut things down pretty quickly. Yeah, that bunker's got a long way to go.
It's just a bizarre build out of GanZi, though. Nice job picking off yet another probe there, and he is going ahead and constructing the bunker, which is almost finished, but nice job by MaNa to chase off the Marines with the Zealots, and then go ahead and, I thought he was going to pick off the SV. There it is. Goes down at the last second.
Yeah, now GanZi starting a supply, well, sorry, I can't speak this morning for some reason.
That's all right.
Yeah. But, yeah, starting a command center instead of using that gas. So, yeah, he's going to go for that CC after the barracks. Now, 2 more barracks, so I've got to imagine this is going to be saved for, like, stim, possibly, combat shields.
Still, though, how bizarre is this? Just the way it was approached. I mean, I'm right there with you. We thought there was going to be a factory. He pulled off it exactly 100 gas. And after that, decided that the time was right to try and put on some pressure with those Marines and try to build a couple of bunkers. Didn't really work out. I mean, it wasn't necessarily game ending, didn't get a bunker up or anything like that. Certainly did some damage, though, but has just not used any bit of that gas yet, and is starting to mine once again.
Yeah, he's mining gas again. I think this is going to be timed out to have a tech lab on each of the 2 barracks he's building right now, and then go into stim and combat shields at the same time, possibly, and then have a nice timing where he has stim, combat shields, and concussive shells all at about the same time. Maybe, but we'll see. Oh, and another hidden command center. Well, this is awesome. This is what is great about show matches. You get to see weird builds. There's the first tech lab there. Robo for MaNa.
You
a
know,
little bit more normal build from our Protoss player.
Especially in a long format like this, though, in a best of 9, you're going to see a couple of games that are a little bit off the wall as you try to take wins that catch your opponent off guard. If you played super standard every game, your opponent would eventually figure you out, and it would essentially come down to who executes the best, which is appealing to some players. But you know, you've got to throw in something just to keep your opponent on their toes.
Yeah, well, I mean, I like it already. It's been entertaining so far.
Yeah.
Yeah, and, you know, I mean, GanZi, he's going to really need to kind of make something happen here. Otherwise, the more standard play of MaNa, you know, I would say has a good chance of just killing him. You know, if MaNa decides to do some sort of 2-base Colossus push, possibly, you know, that could be really tough for GanZi to hold off.
And, you know, GanZi did actually 2-0 his group in GSL as well, so he made it into the round of 16. So he's a very top-level player. MaNa certainly has his work cut out for him now, but this Nexus First build has paid for itself in terms of economy, already sitting on 40 probes at the moment, going to be able to expand very easily. Look at that, already has it queued up, so
takes a third.
We're moving into nice long macro mode.
Yep, certainly looks that way. And GanZi, yeah, it's creating that orbital at his hidden third. A little bit of a move out here. He's going to have stim, and he's going to have +1 weapons. When this hits, I wonder if he's going to just kind of check around for pylons and then maybe try to take the rocks down outside the third. That wouldn't be a bad idea. And it's something where, you know, you're far enough away from the natural that you can always pull back if you need to, if you're careful.
And, yeah, I mean, he's going to be engaging in open ground here, so it's not like force fields are going to end his life. Well,
he's going right in
unless,
there,
of course, he moves directly up the ramp, and then force fields can end his life. But
he's going to need to be a little bit careful here. There's a lot of sentries out for MaNa. Oh, GanZi going for it. There's only sentries out for MaNa, actually, right now. And, yeah, nice job with the force fields trapping some of those units behind. Oh, but only for a moment. And I think GanZi might be able to do some damage with this, unless he just doesn't micro. Then he won't really be able to do a whole lot with it. So.
Is there something that was occupying his attention there? Let me go ahead and take a look. There was an observer, which he does clean up, but
it's
wow.
I think it was one of the situations where it's like, oh, he got me, and he just kind of let the units go.
Okay.
Yeah, it could be.
Wow, yeah, I'm a little bit surprised there, but MaNa, a very nice win for him. He pulls ahead in supply in this game. He's researching charge for his Zealots right now. Also went over to Double Forge, so he's pumping up upgrades as fast as possible. So a huge investment in tech, but killing a force like that with the relatively meager amount of units that MaNa had should give him the comfort to be able to go into that tech.
Yep, quite cool. Now, the upgrades for GanZi aren't really going to be too far behind. He's working on 1-1 right now. He's already got +1 weapons. He's working on +1 armor. He's got his armory almost finished here, so he's going to be able to move into 2-2 pretty much right away. So, yeah, upgrade-wise, he's going to be able to keep up with MaNa pretty well, but it looks like MaNa wants to do a little bit of pressure here. I don't think he's found the hidden third quite yet, so he may not have a very good idea about where GanZi is at economically. He may kind of be expecting some sort of big 2-base timing, but has he even looked at the third yet? I don't even know if he has.
No, he hasn't even looked here.
He hasn't done a lot of scouting yet.
Yeah, we just took a gander at his vision there. You can see this is still Fog of War. He's not in any way, shape, or form seen that.
I suppose the Observer did get caught by GanZi, too.
Yes. And there is a second one coming up, but here now, GanZi moving around the right-hand side. Yeah, but there's a few units stationed around for MaNa to hopefully try and pick up on this. Wow, just units so well spread out. Yeah,
and MaNa has definitely a good game sense about the timings for things and kind of where things like medevacs will be flying. So, yeah, he's going to catch this, see how quick GanZi reacts, see if he loses anything or if he just kind of tools away and lives to fight another day. Yeah, looks like he's going to drop some units off here.
Yeah, good decision there. Stimming the mass, they drop out of the medevac as well. And that's going to force MaNa back just a little bit, see if he can get those force fields and trap those units. And it's the Stalkers bit the dust right away. Actually traps them on the high ground, not allowing the Zealots to do any damage and exposing to fire there. We have another little task force moving up to the third, though.
Yeah, this is interesting play by GanZi, just decided to be kind of really, really aggressive with that bio. I think that got, he got feedbacked on both of those medevacs.
Yes, he did, but he is going to trap this force in the middle, and more of a anger force field getting dropped there by MaNa.
Anger force field.
No! Use this energy. Fourth command center coming up now, though, for GanZi, and he's already on a Ghost Academy. No upgrades have come quite yet. but he did even the supply from that hit he took from that failed attack at the beginning of the game.
It's cool. I mean, MaNa's got a kind of scary armor here, but I think he thinks he's a little bit farther ahead than he actually is.
Yes, because of that.
Yeah, exactly. He doesn't know. He thinks that he's like, oh, I just killed a lot of GanZi's army. I'm in a pretty good spot right now, but in reality, he's actually right at the same level as GanZi is, and we'll see if that has any sort of impact later in the game. Looks like another drop coming across the top of the map, I believe. Yes, a couple of medevacs.
All right, even workers too. GanZi's economy going to be a little bit better because of the better saturation and stuff. And here come the High Templar. Are we going to get any feedbacks? Yes, but it actually just doesn't kill the medevacs. They had just enough life left over, so
these units are going to
have support.
Oh man, I think he might get the Nexus. It's going to be really close. Oh man, the Nexus getting really low, and he gets it.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, very impressive. The drop does get cleaned up, and he did more than enough damage to justify that. Another Nexus started right away for MaNa, but still, huge hit to his economy.
Yeah, nice little snipe by SlayerS GanZi. That's going to give him a little boost. But you know what? If MaNa, we saw him about to take that Nexus there. If he can get that and hold it, that'll kind of swing things back in his favor. And MaNa will know about the supposed third that GanZi is taking right now, when in fact we know that it is GanZi's fourth.
Yes, it is. And this fourth now for MaNa is revealed in the middle of the map. MaNa's going to need to... Well, this is a good position with the Xel'Naga towering units on the high ground. Don't get me wrong. It's better when he has Colossi with range up there. But now this base could come under attack.
MaNa's units, are they still at 1-1 right now? I believe they are. 2-2. Okay, I was wondering.
So good upgrades, actually, for both players.
Yep. Was wondering if he had stopped the upgrades. Looks like he's waiting a little bit to get 3-3, getting some Colossi and that Thermal Lance upgrade instead right now.
No Vikings up for GanZi yet. Let's actually take a look at GanZi's vision, as there are a couple more medevacs making their way on the right-hand side. Has he seen the Robo Bay? Well, there's a scan. He still hasn't seen that Robo Bay, though.
Nope. Yep, wouldn't be too hard to make an educated guess that there will be Colossus at some point in the game. But yeah, like you said, I mean, he's not really preparing for it. Ouch. Goodbye, medevacs.
Yeah, no kidding. Eventually, these Stalkers will die to the remaining Bioforces that are sitting here, but that should delay long enough for the Photon Cannon to do its work. And there's a couple of Warpins, so MaNa cleans up the drop without taking that many losses at all.
Yep, that's right. Supply's still about even, though. Looks like GanZi wants to snipe that gold, but I don't know if he has what it takes right now with that Colossi and a couple Archons there. That is so many charge lots, too. I think GanZi needs to be so careful. He's got a ton of ghosts, though. Yeah,
MaNa playing extremely well, despite the fact that he had lost that one base. There's a couple of EMPs that hit, but not nearly as many units as you would expect have gone down, especially for the cost of those ghosts that have fallen.
Yeah, GanZi just lost, I believe, nearly all of his ghosts right there, and MaNa's just going to keep pushing. He knows he's got a huge advantage right now. Oh, pulling back. But yeah, GanZi in dire straits at the moment.
Yes, he is. Eventually, MaNa's going to be on that gold base here soon enough. Of course, GanZi still does have that hidden base, which is paid off, and that's why he's even close in this game so far. Good spread of units for GanZi as well. Feedback's hitting the medevacs, though, and these charge lots with 2-2 are just so powerful.
Yeah, there were just so many of them, and the Colossi in the back just untouched because of GanZi's lack of Vikings. And GG, that's all it takes for mouz.MaNa to already go up one game in this Fight Club best of 9.